Good day, dear learners! Welcome once again to our Salida TeleRadyo, right here at La Filipina National High School, where we can learn interesting topics despite this pandemic. Today, we will learn about media-based arts and design in the Philippines, particularly in filmmaking, in Grade 10 MAPE, together with your teacher broadcaster, Teacher Rhodora J. Segundo. And I am your teacher host, Teacher Jolimay C. Conches. Now, I will turn you over to our teacher broadcaster, to Teacher Rhodora.
Thank you so much, Teacher Jolimay. Hello, dear students. Welcome to another episode of Salida TeleRadyo. I am your teacher broadcaster, Teacher Rhodora J. Segundo, and we will be discussing another topic which is trend today. Are you ready? If yes, kindly get your self-learning module in Arts 10, as well as your pen and notebook so you can jot down notes that are relevant to our lesson today. Okay, before we start our lesson, we will be having an activity called Who's Behind the Scene? Listen and study the statement and determine whose job in making a movie is being described. I will repeat the statement twice and you will be given 5 seconds to answer. Are you ready? Let's start. Okay, number 1. He or she says cut during the taping of the scene. Again, he or she says cut during the taping of the scene. So the correct answer is the director. Number 2. The in charge in manipulating the cameras. The in charge in manipulating the cameras. Time starts now. So the correct answer is the cameraman. Number 3. He or she gives life in the scene. He or she gives life in the scene. So the answer is actors and actresses. Number 4. They created the set including props and costumes to give a realistic scenario in the movie. They created the set including props and costumes to give realistic scenario in the movie. Okay, so the answer is set or props in charge. And lastly, number 5. They give precise visual impact to the movie. They give precise visual impact to the movie. Time starts now. So the correct answer is visual and sound editors. Did you guess all 5? Good job! How about, do you know who were this person behind the scenes in creating a film or movie? Correct! They were the crews or production staff in making a film. So, our lesson for today is all about media-based arts and design in the Philippines, particularly filmmaking. Now, what are our objectives for today's lesson? At the end of the session, you are expected to number 1, determine the famous Filipino filmmakers. Number 2, recognize the importance of filmmaking in the broader aspect. And number 3, search and point out the collaborative art involved in the filmmaking in the movie. These objectives will lead to our most essential learning competency, which is identifies representative artists as well as distinct characteristics of media-based art and design in the Philippines. I guess you're very eager to learn about our lesson today. But before we start, let's have first our pre-assessment. Pre-assessment will check your prior knowledge about filmmaking in the Philippines. We will have an activity called Artist Famous Lines. What you're going to do is identify what movie it belongs and who is the director behind the famous films. After you listen to the audio, I will give the answer. Let's start! Movie clip number 1.
Anong iniiyak-iyak mo? Ha? Ayaw mong ginagano kayong Diyos mo? Ha? Hindi mo kasi ako nararamdaman eh. Sige, palit tayo. Ikaw yung may cancer. Ano, payag ka? Umalis ka na. Please, Mika, umalis ka na. Umalis ka na, Mika. Umalis ka na.
Movie clip number 2.
Alam mo ba kung anong mga pinagdaanan ko? Hindi. So stop acting like you know my pain. Stop acting like you own it.
Movie clip number 3.
Sama-sama akong tao. Kasi ang totoo masipan mo sabihin mo. Sana ako pa rin. Ako na lang. Ako na lang ulit.
Okay, sinong nakarelate sa mga movies na yon? Well, ako hindi. After you listen to the audio, let's give the answer. Okay, so number 1, we have Love You to the Stars and Back by Antoinette Hadaune. Number 2, Barcelona by Olivia Lamasan. Number 3, One More Chance by Kathy Garcia Molina. Well, how's your score? Did you get all 3 movie title and directors? If not, it's okay if you did got the perfect score since this is just a pre-assessment. Now, listen carefully to our discussion to know more about the topic, which is media-based arts and design in the Philippines, particularly filmmaking. Are you an aspiring YouTuber? Or director maybe? Well, in the previous lesson, you learned about photography, right? By this time, you will appreciate photography as basic skills in filmmaking, which involves techniques as the general composition of a scene, the lighting of the set or location, the choice of camera, lenses, film, filters, and the camera angle and movements, and the integration of any effects. Okay, but what do you mean by the word filmmaking? Filmmaking is a collaboration of the different art forms to produce a film. It is a form of art that brought moving images into mainstream entertainment. Thus, it was formerly referred to as motion pictures. In filmmaking, you cannot create it alone without a crew or a members, or we call it staff. It's a collaboration of ideas and skills. Dili man siguro nato makaya nga mubuhat ikaw ang actor at the same time ikaw na pud ang director, ikaw pa gyud ang cameraman. Di ba? Lisod siya buhaton. So, kailangan nato og kauban. So, what are the collaborative art of filmmaking? First, film director. It is the one who conceptualizes the scene and directs the acting. The director envisions the final effect of the film on its viewers, visually, mentally, and emotionally. He or she works with ideas, images, sound, and other effects to create a unique piece of art. He or she also conceptualizes the scenes, directs the acting, supervises the cinematography, and finally, the editing and sound dubbing. So next we have the film actors or actresses. Film actors or actresses are the person who behave in the manner of character, usually by reciting scripted dialogues in order to entertain an audience. Okay, next we have cinematography. So cinematography is the art and process of movie photography. An example of cinematography is decision made about lighting, camera filters, and lenses when shooting a movie scene. Okay, so mo na sila atong mga ginatawag nga mga cameramen. So, this captured the director's vision of each scene he or she wanted to be seen in the viewers. The decision for the final effects is made by the director itself. Okay, next, editing. The process of selecting, sequencing, and joining shots together to achieve the director's desired visual and emotional effects. Another is sound editing. It was also developed as films began to include more ambitious effects beyond the dialogue and background music. So in editing, meron silang tinatawag na visual and sound effects. Last one is the production or set design. The visual concept of the film, the location, graphics, props, lighting, camera angles, and costumes. The image that the director wants each scene should look, what period it should depict, and what atmosphere it conveys. So all these allied arts were made possible through the advance of modern technology. So again, what are the collaboration or what are the collaborative art of film making? We have film director, film actors or actresses, cinematography, editing, and production set or design. Now, in the Philippine film scene, the progressive Filipino directors emerged to make movies dealing with current social issues and examining the Filipino characters. So let us proceed to the Philippine film makers. They have greatly contributed in today's films in terms of ideas, cinematography, stories, and others. So basically, all your well-known directors in today's generation got their inspiration from these directors. They are considered the pillars of Philippine movies. Who are they? Listen and learn. Let's start with Lino Broca. He is a radical filmmaker whose socially conscious films explore the plight of the marginalized and ignored sectors of Philippine society. Lino Broca's name has been included on Bantayog ng Mga Bayani's Wall of Remembrance, which recognizes heroes and martyrs who fought against martial law in the Philippines. He is widely regarded as one of the most influential and significant Filipino filmmakers in the Philippine cinema history. After his death in 1991, he was posthumously given the National Artist of the Philippines for film, for having made significant contributions to the development of the Philippine art. This is how Lino Broca created his works in Maynila sa Kuko ng Liwanag. Let's listen.
it has been my experience na ang mga extras natututo ng umarte. You know, nagiging hindi natural ang acting. Kasi, siyempre, lumabas sa isa, dalawa, tatlong pelikula, natututo na silang, ang ibig sabihin, natututo silang umarte. Nagiging hindi natural ang acting sa pelikula. Most of the time, I do not use extras from the movies. I get people from the place itself where I'm shooting. Pagkatapos, and you'll be surprised. I think in the movie you will see that they're quite natural. Kasi hindi pa spoiled, hindi pa conscious, you know. And it's a matter of just giving them a scene, a situation, and then sila na nag-work out nun, you know. Parang improvised on the spot. You give them some guides on how you want, what you want to achieve, you know. Hindi naman yung improvise.
Okay, that's how a good director works. Next, we have Ishmael Bernal. He is noted for his melodramas, particularly with feminist and moral issues. He directed many landmark Filipino films such as Himala in 1982. He was declared a National Artist of the Philippines in 2001. Himala has won numerous awards and distinction in the Philippines and abroad. And it was the only Filipino film that made it to the short list of the best Asian films of all time chosen by the CNN International in 2008. So here is the famous scene in Himala.
Hindi totoong nagpakita sa akin ng mahal na birhen. Walang himala. Hindi totoong may himala. Tayo ang gumagawa ng himala. Tayo ang gumagawa ng mga sumpa sa mga Diyos. Walang himala.
Marilu Diaz-Abaya. Marilu Diaz-Abaya is a contemporary Philippine filmmaker. She conveys the Asian spirit to the world through works that depict the joy and sadness of common people with great vitality. Marilu Diaz-Abaya was a multi-awarded film director. In 1998, she directed the film Jose Rizal, a biographical film on the Philippines' national hero, which was written by, again, Ricky Lee. Let's hear this dialogue from the movie Jose Rizal.
Consumatum est!
Minsan daw, mayroon isang batang gamo-gamo na naakit sa liwanag ng apoy. Maski anong paalala ng kanyang ina na huwag siyang lalapit sa apoy, ay lapit pa rin siya ng lapit. Gustong-gusto niya ang liwanag ng apoy. Kaya sinuway niya ang piling ng kanyang ina. Lumipad siya ng lumipad.
Next, Brillante Mendoza. He won the award for the Best Director for his film Kinatay, or The Execution of P, at the 62nd Cannes Film Festival. Kinatay was led by Coco Martin. And Brillante Mendoza is a famous Filipino independent film director. What is independent film means? Independent film is a feature film or short film that is produced outside the major film studio system. It tackles more about sensitive social issues and also concedes lower budget than major studio films. Going back to Brillante Mendoza, his 2012 film The Thy Womb competed for the Golden Lion at the 69th Venice International Film Festival and earned him the award for achievement in directing at the Asia Pacific Screen Awards in 2012. Now, lastly, we have Mario J. de los Reyes. He won as the Best Director distinction at the 2003 FAMAS Awards with his heartwarming drama film Magnifico. The story is about the boy Magnifico, who is sweet and well-intentioned, who is often berated by his father for his stupidity. An unkind assessment for a child, who is considerably more clever than anyone gives him credit for. Here's a short clip of the movie Magnifico.
Wala naman pumapasok sa utak niyan. Sayang ang pang matrikula niya.
Malubha pa po ba yung sakit nyo?
Nasa advanced stage na to. Cancer sa lapay.
Pag nabuhay ako ng matagal, mahihirapan kayo. Pag namatay naman ako, gastos din. Pero mabuting pinuproblema na natin ngayon yun. Alam mo na, nang hindi tayo mayaman.
Nay, tama na po!
Bakit ba ako binigyan ng mga ganitong anak na Isa may sakit. Isa mahina.
Alright, there you are, students. I hope you have learned a lot and be inspired from the known Filipino directors who made our film industry introduce in the worldwide aspect. Now, I will give you the thought to ponder. This is to check how well you understand our topic for today. So, in a piece of paper, express your thought in minimum of 1 sentence and maximum of 3 sentences. Take a picture and send it through private message in Messenger. Just look for my name, Rhodora Segundo. That ends our discussion for today. Well, I hope that you really learn a lot because we will have our assessment. You have 5 seconds to answer each question. I will just repeat the question twice, so listen carefully. Number 1. It is a form of art that brought moving images into mainstream entertainment. Thus, it was formerly referred to as motion pictures. What is being described in the statement? It is a form of art that brought moving images into mainstream entertainment. Thus, it was formerly referred to as motion pictures. What is being described in the statement? Is it A, film, B, animation, C, print media, or D, photography? Your time starts now. So what's the answer? The correct answer is photography. Number 2. Marilu Diaz-Abaya is known for her movie which has received multiple national and international awards. This movie is entitled Blank. Marilu Diaz-Abaya is known for her movie which received multiple national and international awards. This movie is entitled Blank. Is it A, Goyo, B, Jose Rizal, C, El Presidente, or D, General Luna? Your time starts now. So the correct answer is Jose Rizal. Number 3. What film created by Mario J. de los Reyes that gave him the famous award-winning drama film director? What film created by Mario J. de los Reyes that gave him the famous award-winning drama film director? Is it A, Salome, B, Muro Ami, C, Magnifico, or D, Santa Santita? So the correct answer is Magnifico. Number 4. Who directed the film Walang Himala that became the first Filipino film to included in the competition section of Berlin International Film Festival? who directed the film Walang Himala that became the first Filipino film to be included in the competition section of Berlin International Film Festival? Is it A. Mike De Leon, B. Brillante Mendoza, C. Laris Guillen, or D. Ishmael Bernal? So what's the answer? Correct. It was Ishmael Bernal. And lastly, number 5. What collaborative art in filmmaking conceptualizes the scenes, directs the acting, supervises the cinematography, and finally the editing and sound dubbing? What collaborative art in filmmaking conceptualizes the scenes, directed the acting, supervises the cinematography, and finally the editing and sound dubbing? A. Editing, B. Film director, C. Cinematography, or D. The actors and actresses? Time starts now. So what's the answer? Again, you're correct. So the correct answer is film director. How's your score? Did you get a perfect score? If yes, congratulations! But if it is not, it's okay. We still have a lot of sessions coming. Bawi na lang ta next time, okay? We are about to wrap up our class today. But before that, I will give you an assignment. So for your assignment, do the following. Number 1, look for a movie that captures your heart and identify the following: the director, the cast. Cast should be the lead actors or actresses. And number 2, describe in terms of the following: cinematography, set, and production. Again, in a piece of paper, take a picture of your answers and send it through private message in Messenger. Just look for my name, Rhodora Segundo. Alright, we finally come to an end to our discussion, and I hope you learn a lot from our topic. See you again in the next episode of Salida TeleRadyo, right here in La Filipina National High School. Good day, everyone! Goodbye!
Wow! That was a significant and fun-filled discussion from Teacher Rhodora. Thank you so much, Ma'am, and thank you also to our dear listeners and viewers for tuning in. I hope you learned a lot from today's lesson. Till our next session of our TeleRadyo. Have a good day! Goodbye!